This week, I'm attempting to work with Perler Beads. My inspo for this project is my Lazy Panda sticker that I love so much. For this craft, you'll need a perler board and the tweezers that came with the set I purchased. I think there are sets you can purchase that come with everything you need, or you can just purchase the beads alone if you already have the other materials already. For this particular set, the beads came with one side open and the other side is completely closed off. There's also beads that have both sides open where you can see through the other side, but for this project, I'm using the first option. You'll probably be tempted to put the beads in the pegs, but you're actually supposed to put the bead between the pegs. The instructions I got say to put them cap side down so the flat surface will be facing down. You'll see later on that I will be going off the books a little bit and ironing actually the part of the bead that is completely closed off to get this look that I did when I made my lazy frog project. It's been a few years since I first did it, so we're gonna attempt it again. I want the size of the panda to be the same size as my frog, so I'm just measuring out how many beads I use for the outer edge so I can work in this contained area. It looks so adorable because they look like quilt patches, so maybe I can display them like that when I make more. For the design, I pretty much made up my own, so it did take a while for me to get it right. It took me like 2 hours to get the design I wanted, and I tried using apps that help with pixel art, but I didn't have the patience to draw it out, so y'all, I just winged it. For this project, it does have its pros and cons. It can be relaxing because you're just placing down beads, but if you have a heavy hand or you just a little bit clumsy in this project, it could get a little frustrating as beads will constantly move, they'll be hard to pick up, and they will fly all over the place, but the end result is so adorable. I tried a new technique this time. I feel like I saw someone do this before. I couldn't remember what kind of tape they used, so I just used this masking tape that I had laying around. They do have thicker kinds, but I only had the skinnier one, so I had to tape them together to cover my whole project. I placed it on top of the project so I could flip my design over because, like I said earlier, the way I got the look of the frog, I had to iron the flat part of the beads. If you're following the instruction book, you wouldn't do this part, you'll just iron that side as is. I just used parchment paper because that's all I had, and I cut it to size. You'll need some kind of protection in between the beads and the iron. I also tried ironing it off the pegboard for the first time because I heard it can warp if you have heat on it, but make your life simpler and just go by the instruction book that comes with it. But this is the part where I messed up. At first, I had the heat set lower because the instructions say to put it around medium. Y'all, I got impatient. I got so impatient and bumped that puppy all the way up because it was taking too long, and I fear this is where I went wrong. Also, I forgot to read the instructions fully. It also says to not press down on the iron, and since I'm a little heavy-handed, I was trying to get these suckers to melt because you can see them melting through the parchment paper. When I was taking off the tape, I also noticed that the surface looked a little shinier than usual. I don't know if using the tape made it like that or if the high heat just melted it more than it should have. If you have any tips or ideas of what happened, please let me know in the comments. I can't believe I nailed it the first time with the frog, and then I did it again and it was worse. So don't be like me and be patient for this part because I was devastated to see all my hard work go to waste because it looked so good before I ironed it. It was a lot of fun, so I'm gonna love it regardless because my lazy panda deserves love too. It's just a reminder that things don't always go as planned, and that's okay. If anything, it just gives them a little more personality. I will be doing more perler bead projects in the future for my quilt collection, so stay tuned to see if I get any better or if I get worse. Love you guys. Have an amazing day.